Hello students, today we learn about Unit 3 Fiber to Fabric. Standard 6 Science Unit 3 Fiber to Fabric. So, students, I want to talk one story. See, this story is a very practical story, and this story is about when we go to a purchase cloth. When we go to purchase a cloth in a market, we go to the shopkeeper, and shopkeeper shows variety of clothes. Shopkeeper shows variety of clothes, different kind of clothes. In their shop there is towels, there is dress materials, there is tablecloth, there is curtains, cloth, bed sheets, blankets. So there is a different kinds of clothes, different materials of cloth. So we will learn in this chapter about these different kinds of clothes. So that clothes is what? Nothing but that is a fabric. That is a fabric, and fabric we get it from fiber, and that is why unit name is fiber to fabric. How we will get fiber, and from fiber how we'll make fabric, that we will see in this chapter. How many types of fibers are there, that we will see in this chapter. So it's a very easy and interesting chapter. So be careful, be alert. Any difficulties there, please keep a note of it, and you can ask me. So I just gave you the list of these points which we'll discuss in this today's session. You remember, we'll talk about the thread or yarn, means of fibers. Then we'll talk about the different types of fibers. Then we'll talk about the ginning process. We'll talk about the weaving, knitting, and finally we'll talk about the history of cotton materials. So one by one points we will try to explain you. Okay, so see, fibers. What is fiber? Remember, in a very short way, in a single line, I will say a thread or filament. A thread or a filament from which cloth is formed, that is a fibers, that is a fiber. Just like in a biology we are learning, no, about that body is made up of cell. Okay, same way cloth is made up of thin filament, and that so that thread or filament from which we formed cloth, that is we called fiber. Now see types of fiber. Two types of fibers are there. One is natural fiber and other one is synthetic fibers. Natural fiber and synthetic fiber. Mainly two types of fiber, that is natural fiber and other one is a synthetic fiber. First we talk about the natural fiber. You can see that in nature there is a two main thing is there, plants and animals. So fiber we get from the plant, that is called plant fiber, and fibers we are getting from animal, that is a animal fiber. Now you see in the left side there is a roll of cotton, jute bag. Jute bag roll is there, and jute we get it from the jute plant. Same way cotton we get from the cotton plant, and from the cotton ball we are getting cotton thread. So jute and cotton is a plant fiber. Same way silk we obtain from the silkworm. Silkworm provides silk. By rearing silk we are getting silk, and wool we will get from sheep. By rearing animal we get the wool. So natural fiber is of two types, plant fiber and animal fiber. Now you see about the synthetic fiber. Synthetic, from the synthesize, this word is there, synthetic, means this fiber is synthesized, not natural. It's a synthesize. Fibers made from chemical substances which are not obtained from plant or animal sources. Fibers made from chemical substances which are not obtained from plant or animal sources, we call it's a synthetic fiber. We'll see some examples of synthetic fiber: polyester, nylon and acrylic. See, polyester is what? It's a thread prepared in the factory in which there is a long chain of ester molecules, and it is called polyester. Same way in nylon also you will learn about in higher classes, and acrylic, that synthetic fibers are made in factory by using chemicals. Second thing, when you go to the market to buy cloth, shopkeeper will show you the polyester cloth, and if you see the sticker, on the sticker there will be written there how many percentage of cotton is present in that polyester cloth. So polyester, nylon and acrylic are the synthetic fiber. At present you have to remember that synthetic fibers are made from the chemical substances and not obtained from plant or animal. It is synthesized in factory. So this one is about the. See student, on your screen there is a field of cotton plants. You look, the field is like clouds or snowfalls on the ground. White colors balls are found on the plant, that is a cotton ball. And you remember black soil and warm climate is suitable for cotton plant. Means black soil and warm climate is there, then we are getting good crop production of cotton. Now you tell me some states of our country where cotton is grow. Think and keep answer with you and make a note of it, and I will ask you after some times. Okay, so the fruit of this cotton plant is cotton ball, and when this cotton ball are become in a lemon size of the lemon, its burst and open and seeds covered with the cotton fiber can be seen. So this one is about the cotton ball and cotton fiber. Now we talk about the ginning process. Ginning means what? As we seen, from the cotton bowl we are getting cotton. This cotton is picked up by the hand from the cotton plant. Means that cotton bowl is picked up by the hand from the cotton plant, and then fiber are separated from the seeds by combing, and this process is called ginning. We are separating seeds and fiber of cotton from cotton ball, and that is called ginning. You will get surprised that ginning factories are there in our city. Many ginning factories are there in our city because Saurashtra is a place where we are getting black and warm climate, black soil and warm climate, which is the suitable for cotton production. So in Saurashtra we are getting good production of cotton. So here we found ginning factories. See here that machine is shown. From upper side cotton ball with seed is released, and in middle portion seeds is separated, and then brushes is there, and by the brushes that cotton is clean up, and in the right side we are getting clean cotton. Okay, so machine used in a ginning factory to separate cotton seed from cotton. So ginning means what? Separate cotton seeds from cotton ball. Now we'll talk about the spinning. The process of making yarn from fiber is called spinning. Remember, making yarn from fiber is called spinning, and spinning can be done with the hand spindle, means takli, or charkha used for spinning. Hand spindle or charkha is used for spinning. You will get surprised that Mahatma Gandhi make this charkha popularized during the independence movement, and he encouraged the people to wear cloth made of hand spun home. Now we learn about the weaving process of arranging two sets of yarn together to make a fabric is called weaving, and weaving of fabric done by looms. Now you see student, first we have to take two different yarn and we have to arrange it, and then we have to make fabric from it, and that is called weaving. Okay, so this one is the weaving of fabric, and it is done by looms. Now knitting. Knitting is also a process by which we get the fabric, but in knitting we are using only a single yarn for making piece of fabric, and this process is called knitting. Especially sweaters which we are wearing in a winter season is made by knitting process. By knitting we are getting sweaters and muffler, okay, and scarf, etc. So knitting is also a process by which we getting fabric. Now I will say a symbolic presentation of process of making fiber to fabric. Students, see, it's very clearly on your screen. There is a symbolic presentation in a short way. First we are getting cotton ball from cotton plants. From that cotton balls, by the ginning process, we are getting cotton, and we make a roll of cotton. From this cotton roll, we prepared fiber, means it's thread. We are getting thread of cotton, and by twisting 2, 3, 4 like that fibers of cotton, we are getting cotton yarn. Cotton yarn is ready, then we can do knitting or we can do weaving, and we are getting cloth, means fabric. So like from fiber to fabric, story is there. Fibers we are getting from plants or animal. Here plant detail is there. Cotton ball, we are getting cotton rolls. Cotton rolls is used to get cotton fiber, and from cotton fiber we are getting cotton yarn. By twisting 2 or more cotton yarns, we are getting fabric. It's fiber to yarn and yarn to fabric. Yarn to fabric can be done by knitting or by weaving process. So I hope there will be no confusion about this one. Now students, you are knowing well about the fabric, okay, but have you ever wondered what materials people used in ancient time for clothing? Have you wondered? It's a question of history. It appears that in those times people used the bark and big leaves of tree or animal skin and fur to cover themselves. Okay, means they were used animal skin. In ancient time people were used the bark and big leaves of tree or animal skin and fur to cover themselves. Okay, but after that people began to settle in agricultural communities. They learn about weave twigs and grass into mat. They learn to weave twigs and grass into mats and start to making baskets, animal fleeces or hair were twisted together into long strands. This way, these were woven into fabrics. Unknowingly, they learned to make fabric. In earlier times, Indians wore fabrics made out of cottons and that grew in the region near the river Ganga. Remember this one, near river Ganga. Flax is also a plant that gives natural fiber, and this plant is found in Egypt in ancient time. That means you remember cotton as well as flax were cultivated near river Nile and is used for making fabrics. And that is why if you can see the ancient people, they are mostly wearing fabric of white color. Then second thing was there no stitches found in the cloth. They were using long piece of cloth, means fabric. Okay, and people simply wrapped the fabric around different parts of their body, means cover their body parts using that fabric. But after that invention of showing needle, people start stitching on fabric to make cloth. Stitch the clothes have gone through many variations since the invention. But remember, you will get surprised still nowadays also man wearing dhoti in south, lungi, turban, and women wearing sari, that is unstitched piece of fabric, means without stitching, it's used by the people. So sari, dhoti, lungi, it's unstitched piece of fabric. Okay, just like a variety of food in our country, there is a variety of fabrics and cloth items is also there. So this one is about the history of clothing materials that I shared with you. Anybody has any doubt, you can ask me anytime. So what we learn in this chapter, just recap, we learn about the fiber, then we learn about the different types of fibers, then we learn about the ginning process, spinning process, weaving process, knitting process, and finally we talked about history of cotton material. History of cotton material. So now we have to do the exercise question only, and that we will do. And exercise question answers and details you have to write in your notes. Okay, so classification, now you can do types of fibers, natural fiber or synthetic fibers, then true or false is there, fill in the blanks is there, and process of making yarn from fiber.